What's up everybody, my name's Arcane Keyblade and today we have another Kingdom Hearts Top 5 video, and today is going to be my favorite Kingdom Hearts Heartless, which I don't think is really talked about a whole lot, because in general Heartless are badass. They are the darkness that comes out of people's heart and take form, and they are the main enemies for Kingdom Hearts 1 in most of the games in general, and I thought, hey, why not make a top 5 of my favorite of these Heartless? But that's enough talking, let's get into the video. Coming in at number 5, I have the Luna Bandit, which is found in Agrabah, in both in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And the biggest reason I like these guys is for their swords and the fact that I like fighting enemies that are about my height. I don't like fighting really small enemies or giant enemies, or I would much rather fight somebody that is my height. That's why I kind of like the Captain Hook battles in the Kingdom Hearts games, because they're about the same level playing field. He has a sword, we have a Keyblade. And here, these guys have 2 swords in Kingdom Hearts 2 at least, and 1 sword in Kingdom Hearts 1, and they're just really badass looking, and they're just a blast to fight actually. They're not really that hard to defeat, but they're still fun to fight. At number 4, I have a Wyvern, and for the most part, I don't like fighting them a whole lot, mainly in Hollow Bastion and Rechain of Memories and stuff. They're kind of fun to fight because they're in air and they have some cool little combos, but the biggest reason I like them is because of how badass they look, and their flying attacks can be pretty cool, and just in general, their design is intimidating as hell, and even though their attacks might not kill you, and the only real danger is that you fall in Hollow Bastion Kingdom Hearts 1, they're still kind of fun to fight and rechain in some of the other games. But yeah, that is why it's number 4. And at number 3, we have the big guy himself, the Behemoth, the monster that just won't go away in the Final Fantasy games and have come over to Kingdom Hearts. And as a boss, they're really shitty, but I do like their design. I think I like the design of the Final Fantasy games more, but they're still very freaking intimidating, and they are awesome looking. Again, fighting them isn't the most exciting, but I still think they're badass looking, and I would put them probably higher if we actually got to fight them in the 1000 Heartless battle in Kingdom Hearts 2, but sadly we didn't, but nonetheless, pretty awesome Heartless. At number 2, we have one of the OG Heartless, Soldier, the second tier above Shadow Heartless. And yes, they might not be extremely strong, but I do like their reaction command on, I believe it's Sonic, but whatever. That's a fun as hell reaction command to use, and just the design in general, it's simple yet not simple at the same time. They're like a knight and an upgraded Shadow Heartless put together, and they just look badass. And also there is an invisible version of them, which I think is even more badass too. You know, you can't really see them until you hit them out of it, but they are fun to fight. They're about your level fighting too, so that's why they're here. But yeah, overall, OG Heartless, badass looking, and yeah, that's why it's number 2. And coming in at number 1, we have the Neo Shadow, the badass upgraded version of a regular Shadow, and their entire design is epitome of intimidation, badass, and it's just incredible how they could go from such a little weakling little shadow to this intimidating monster. I love their attacks. They can actually be somewhat difficult, and overall I wish they were almost the main shadow the whole time because of how much better they are than regular shadows. Not hating on regular shadows, they're there for their warm-up, but this is where it gets real, and these guys are so badass, and that's why they are at number 1 on the list. And that is it for my Kingdom Hearts Top 5 Heartless. Tell me what y'all's are down in the comment section. I will most likely be doing a Nobody's Top 5 too, my favorite of them. There aren't as many of them, so it should be actually easier to count them down, or narrow them down. But yeah, my name's Arcane Keyblade. If you enjoyed the video, punch a like button with your fist, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.